Hello. I'm gonna do things a little different today. I'm gonna start with tarot. This is the Lyseer's tarot. Um, it's a beautiful deck. It definitely, if you're someone who is very artistic or like you have a very visual mind and you're trying to get into tarot or you do read tarot, like I highly recommend this deck because it almost works like an oracle in a way because of the imagery that it has. Um, so it's a beautiful deck. I highly recommend. I don't know why I wanted to start with the tarot. I don't know if I want to, because it's almost like I think I want to see a little bit more or like understand the messages a little bit more. And I like when one thing gives me confirmation of another and another gives, if that makes sense. Like if I start with tarot and I get a message and then I get confirmation from the oracle deck, which is literally like it's like a sentence. You can't ignore it. You can interpret it, of course, but it's definitely like something that's set as a meaning, or it has an initial meaning. And then I get confirmation from the runes. Like I'll feel better. It's like I need three sets of confirmation. That's what it is. I need a set of three. So I'm gonna start with tarot. I'm gonna do the oracle, and then I'm gonna do the runes. If you hear some noise in the back, it's because my cat is out and about and she's roaming and doing whatever she wants. All right, I think we're ready. I had not worked. I have not. Yeah, I had not worked with these cards in a bit, so let's see. Ooh, okay. So that all right. This is chaotic already, but so the first card is Judgment. See what I mean about imagery? Like that's wow. Okay. And then this one fell right. It was after, but it fell. It's the Eight of Wands. So now this card has always looked to me like higher self. Um, Definitely like higher self. You could see it both ways. You could see it as um, going up or the figure actually coming down. You could see it both ways. Now I'm seeing it like it's going up, but when I look at her, it looks like she's receiving. So you know. And then with the Eight of Wands, it's really interesting because the Eight of Wands is like communication, very fast communication. Like you see how everything is, all of the wands are pointing in one direction. Um, I want to say something's coming at you, but it's not. No, it's not a bad thing. Definitely not. Even though number 20 is judgment. Okay, 20 and 8, 28, 10, which equals 1. So it's an ending and a beginning. That's what I'm getting now. And then the bottom of the deck is temperance. Um, this right here, this light, looking like where these are coming in, like they're pointing towards here. It's so yeah, the Eight of Wands, that makes sense because the Eight of Wands is it is communication. The, with the Judgment card, it feels very divinely. It feels very like not in this plane of existence. It's not going to be a text message and it's not going to be an email and it's not you know what I mean? Like this is like higher source kind of message is what I'm getting from this so far. Intuitively, intuitively, intuitive hits, intuitive. I don't want to say hit. It sounds like the wrong thing. So now we have the Three of Pentacles, the Emperor, the Wheel, which is number 10, by the way. Brought up 10 before. And then a 3, 3, and there's a 3 over here too. And the three of, all the threes are here. What? See what I mean? The threes. So we have 1. I saw all of them. These are back to back. And the 3 of Cups. Oh, I like how the 5 of Cups just hid behind that one. um, see if we focus. Yeah. Justice, which is 11. It comes right after 10. And do you see the shadow and her? It kind of looks like the same situation, you know, like dark and light. And so is Temperance, because Temperance was over here. Where is it? With Temperance, dark and light. Light and dark. It's even in the card itself is like divided. This side is this and this side is this. Oddly enough, the side with the dark has a lot of the light behind it as the background, and then the light has a lot of like the foggy. This reminds me of yesterday's the last card, the fog, because that card is like, I wonder, I think it's in here. I have it like literally, I have it right here. Yeah. These two look the same now. with this again. Here's Iris. Okay, hi Iris. Hey Mama. You're in the way. Yeah, they look very similar to me now. With the halo on the top and the halo here. Wasn't I talking about like how it's a message or like enlightenment or like it could be like inner knowing? Back to the threes. Back to the threes for a second before I move on to the oracles. Again with the 5 of swords. 5 of swords with the 5 of cups. It wants to come up. With the threes. 3 of pentacles, 3 of wands, 3 of swords, and then 3 of cups. Same 3 energy, but so different. Like each one of them is very different. Completely different. Because this is like collaboration and working together and weaving. They're weaving the like. Remember the cosmic web thing? Fabric of time or something. Now it's coming up, and then this is waiting. This is expecting, not just waiting, but expecting. Hello, you're too cute. But then we have the 3 of swords, which this is one of the decks so far that I've seen or I've owned that has one of the best depictions of what this card actually feels like heartbreak. This card is heartbreaking. Even to look at, it's so graphic, it's so intense. If you've ever been in this energy, you know this card it literally feels like that. Like look at the heart like ripped. And it's just wow. But then we have hope. This is like very hopeful. I don't know what constellation this is. I always thought it was the Seven Sisters. Just because of like the imagery down here, it's like sisterly kind of look to it. Um, but I don't know if it is. And usually the Three of Cups is celebration, coming together. Now I'm hearing gossip. It's not, um, it's sharing. It's a very like friendship kind of thing. Um, but the Five of Cups was right behind it. And then right away when I picked up the card, I saw these three cups. Again, Three of Cups. And then one, she's spilling. She's letting go of slowly, but she's keeping one back here. Keeping on purpose or keeping because it's gonna. And now I'm looking at the path over there too. So this is really interesting. We have all the threes, right? And a five over here. Okay, I'm gonna put these away, and let's see. Now we're gonna look at the oracle cards because now I'm very curious. I'm very curious now. Obviously, I'm thinking like, why in threes? Well, duh. Like everything usually here, like for me, is in threes. Three cards. And it just kind of happened that way because I originally started with I'm not gonna take these with I originally started with one card. That was my goal. Like I set a goal for myself for 30 days when I got this deck because this deck, the imagery, oh my god, this card really wants to come out. It was at the bottom of the deck yesterday. It's at the bottom of the deck again. I don't know. Protection. Yeah. But um so when I started, I was like, okay, I'm going to pull one of these cards every single day for it to enlighten me and like help me throughout my day, right? That's going to be my daily practice, my daily reading. And then it just evolved, and usually three seem to be like the sweet spot for the amount of cards. Um, Sometimes I pull more, it depends. Um, but yeah, three. I'm definitely someone that does kind of get things in threes. Looking back now at things in my life. It's very interesting. All right. Again, you can't make that up. It was the first card. First, it was at the bottom of the deck. It fell out, and then here it is again. Guardian of the Land, protection. 21, which equals 3. You're fucking kidding me. Okay. With the mushrooms, by the way, because that's why I brought up that card yesterday, because the mushrooms were there. And it was the same mushrooms that came out. Moonlight Enchantment, Magic, and it's number 25. Okay. Bluebird Spirit, Happiness, number 7. 377, because 2 and 5 equals 7. There's a unicorn down there. A couple of things about this card specifically, and then I guess we'll move on to the next ones. It reminds me of a song by Sarah Bareilles. I don't know if that's how you say her last name specifically. It's called Bluebird. And right away, the song comes up in my head whenever I see this card. Also, the more I dig deeper into it, this branch right here, where I used to live in Coconut Grove, and there were a lot of trees around me. There was a branch that literally looked like this one. I'm not even, you know how it kind of looks like a face or something? It looked just like this one. So it's almost like taking me back there. Also, this kind of bird, I don't remember what it's called. I also used to feed the birds when I lived there. And I would get really pretty birds. This was one of the birds that would show up. Now, I'm not going to say I saw it perched on the branch because that's not true. But I have seen it. I've seen it in my yard before when I used to live there. And I didn't get this deck until I moved to this new place. I never had it before. So it's like very synchronistic. Everything's very synchronistic lately. But at the same time, it's like, what does it mean? I usually know what things mean because I'm usually the one asking for the synchronicities. But as of late, it's just been happening and I don't know what they mean. It's like, what does it mean? Is that a video or something? I don't know. The message with the tarot, it was a message, but I still don't get it. I like how the magic here, the moon, it's a big focus. Obviously, it's a full moon, but it was a full moon yesterday. Yes, me. But um, it reminds me now of the point where the A1s were going to, like the communication, the enlightenment kind of thing. Um, I like that it's in the middle of protection and happiness. Because almost like this magic is bringing in that for you, or this magic is protected. What you would consider, again, back to the wish fulfillment thing, or like making a wish and like getting it, it's protected. It, it's surrounded by protection and happiness. I mean, what more can you ask for as far as like something that's coming into your life being literally protected and wrapped in happiness? That's beautiful. It, probably why it's seen as magic. The There's a card in this deck that has you see how there's a deer back here? It has a deer, but it's very much in focused. And I don't remember the name of the card. But it's interesting because this is Guardians of the Land. It's almost like this is what's protecting you, um, or protecting this gift. It's almost like the sun is shining on this. It's coming through here. It hasn't completely filled the forest yet. It's like dawn. I woke up really early today. It's definitely not nighttime there. It feels really much like daytime. All right, 21, 28, 33, 53. This is the quote. That's interesting. That's a very interesting one. Hold on. Because now I went to page 53, but now I wonder what quote 53 is. I like this one better. It's not a bias. It's not like I'm choosing. But sometimes it's kind of like yesterday where it's not the right one, Like it's not the right one. I also saw a video yesterday on YouTube. I don't know if I follow them. I don't know how I got it. Sometimes, you get recommendations from videos. And for videos. And it was like someone channeled their guides. And I don't know if it was their guides or like Sorry, I'm like trying to get the cards. I don't know if it was their guides or guides in general. It seemed like the like general sense of like this is your guides communicating with you, like in general, as in like I don't know. You know how you have personal guides, but there's guides like that oversee a bigger group, and then that I I see it that way, anyways. So they were very the approach. This okay, I guess this is the card because yesterday we got balance as well. So I'll circle back to that story if it's relevant. I guess it's not. Let's focus on this balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world and do so without judgment. Judgment? Are you freaking kidding me? This is why I needed extra confirmation. This is okay. That's why I pulled more cards than I needed to, or that's why I did tarot because I it needed to. I needed this today for some reason. I needed this today. Wow, wow. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Yesterday's card on top of the deck. I shuffled, so um, so I guess yeah, the message is relevant as far as the video goes. This guy was the person. I don't know who channel. I don't remember. Okay, I don't remember, and I kind of don't want to link it here because I could look back, but it was so harsh. It was kind of like the first message, like the first quote, like get down on your knees and thank God, and kind of like that. Like it was so arrogant and like human. It was such a human message, like human toned message. I, I just, I listened to it, but like as a curious, it had some good points, like as far as like get grounded and like follow your joy so that your life can flow. Like it had good stuff, but it was delivered in such a way that was triggering to me. And I don't know. Looking back, I don't know if the triggers have anything to do with me not wanting to accept the message, or it's more of like it just didn't resonate with it. Again, it sounded very, very like human pep talk kind of thing to me, and I feel like my guides definitely come from like a place of love and understanding and acceptance that I would have my process as I should. And it, whenever I've asked, consciously really asked for something, um, like I was saying today, like I need confirmation, like three comfort or whatever, I usually get it. And it's always surprising and astonishing to me, and it's kind of like magic. It's like, whoa, okay, that, but it, I never feel judged. It's more of I never feel judged, and I never seek approval from my guides. I'm just realize like it just I, literally saying it out loud made so much sense because I wasn't sure what I was getting at. But yeah, I don't seek approval. It, my God is not someone that I seek approval from. My God, my source energy, whatever it's not even that I aspire to be. It's more of whoever I'm co creating with, I don't seek approval from them. I'm harder on myself, right? And it's almost like they want me to be less hard on myself. So that's how I know that that message was not for me and it was not my guides because they don't talk to me that way. But I think it's interesting that maybe other people do feel like they need to impress impress their guides or impress whoever they're co-creating with, seek their approval of some sort. I don't seek the approval. If anything, I'm just I have always been a person who's like, prove it to me. Like, oh, okay, prove it to me. Prove that you're real. Kind of thing. Maybe that's maybe that's not the right way to explain what I want to say, but it's well, yeah, I've always been someone that's very like, if it's not in my face there, I don't believe it. I don't know where that comes from. I don't know if it's like ADHD, where like if things are not present in your day-to-day life, you literally forget about them completely. Like, they don't really matter to you. Sometimes that happens with people as well. Obviously, it's not that I forget people that are not in my day-to-day life, but it's like they're not there day to day, so it's really hard to keep up with like an energetic I don't know how to explain myself. I don't know what I'm getting at. It's like if it's not present, it's hard for me to grasp, right? So that's why God was the Christian God. I was brought up Catholic. It was always hard for me to grasp because I was like, I don't have a tangible thing. I don't have a tangible thing, and I feel judged all the time. So it's like I am already my biggest judge. Why would I need my God to judge me too? Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, it never resonated with me. It never stuck, right? It never made sense. But then the spiritual aspect of things, it does make sense to me. I honestly ask for confirmations and I get them. And then I don't ask for confirmations and I get confirmations and I'm like, I don't know what it means. But eventually I figure it out. I don't know where I was going with all of that, but it's I want to say what these are because I know them now. And I'm going to trust myself that I do. This is G, this is A, and this is M. GAM. I know that those are what they are. If I go back to the book a little bit later and I find out that I got that wrong, I know it's not wrong. I know it's not wrong. Because I've gotten these a couple of times and I remember those letters. Okay. Um, where I was going with that story, it's like, I don't know where I was going, but I brought it up for a reason, I'm sure. Maybe to process how confused and conflicted I was with that video, where like, I was like, this doesn't feel right. But why doesn't it feel right? Why doesn't it feel right? They had good points, but it was delivered in a very, very mean way, in a tough love way. And I think you could give someone tough love, I guess that's the thing, but it could come from such the delivery bothered me. I honestly don't resonate with source energy being judgmental. I really don't, because if you're co-creating with someone, and also you can only work with the tools you're given, like, so it's like I know some people feel like they're cheated, as far as like I got the short end of the stick, like I got to, you know because sometimes your circumstances in life feel that way. So why, if I am being given limited tools, would you judge me for not, like, if you only give me a hose and a water hose and a wheelbarrow, or I don't know, like a wagon thing where you mix cement in, why would you expect me to build you a skyscraper? You know what I mean? Like, it's like very frustrating when people think that way. Like, not think, yeah, think that they're being judged for their circumstances. You're not. You're really not, because you are co-creating with this energy, and if you are understanding and patient with them, they are with you back. That's, I don't know where I was getting with that. I don't know. I don't know why I had to freaking rant about that video. But um, I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. I think if the answer is you come from a place of love, and as long as you come from a place of love, your magic and everything that is beautiful in your life is protected, and happiness surrounds you and protection surrounds you, regardless of you intentionally co-creating either. Like, it's not about that. You don't need to follow any religion, and you don't need to be spiritual to have good things happen to you. Like, it's not, it probably could aid you, and you probably arrive at it when you need to. Like, I arrived at spirituality when I was 29, I think. 28, 29, pretty much 27, but I didn't realize it was that until like around 29. Um, so it's like, it's okay. Like, honestly, you're not being judged. Life is a gift. And co-creation and like community is a gift. Like, it's just like you're good. You're okay. Like, um, there's nothing to worry about. You're not missing out on anything. Um, when things come from a place of judgment, even if it's within yourself or other people, like, it circles back to that message. Like, only you should care about what joy looks like to you. Like, you should only care about the joy that you, what is it that I want to say? Only you know what joy looks like to you. That's the message. Only you know what that looks like. You and, I guess, source energy or God, because you're co-creating with them. If you prescribe to that notion, if you don't believe in that, trust me, it is your reality and you are in charge of it. Okay. That's just what I happen to believe. Like, I co-create, but to each their own. um, but know that any stage of your life that you're in, or any, not even gonna say, any religion that you do believe in, like, if it doesn't feel right and you feel judged and you feel like icky all the time, or like you don't like how it makes you feel, maybe don't prescribe to it. Like, look elsewhere, or don't look at all. I considered myself an atheist that believed that maybe there was a God for a really long time as well. Like, yeah, I drank the Kool-Aid, threw up the Kool-Aid, refused Kool-Aid, and I guess I'm on another kind of Kool-Aid. Okay, I'm gonna leave it here. I'm gonna leave it here because I need to dissect the runes a little bit more. And but yeah, this was a good reading. Thank you for watching and being here.